This is a poem called hashtag All Lives Matter. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, of course, all lives matter, but black lives have the tendency to die in jail cells for no crime at all or for peddling Lucy's to buddies at the corner store. So you'll excuse me for emphasizing Black Lives Matter, which is not a condemnation of your whiteness. No, Black Lives Matter is a love letter between black brothers and sisters, a reminder to themselves that black bodies, hearts, and minds are lovelier than slave ships, lovelier than fields of cotton. You are not 3/5 lovely. You are lovely from your head to your feet. Lovelier for those parts of you I don't understand, the shared history of your people and my people's denial and my tripping over my tongue because I don't know how to say it, that I'm sorry for my complicity, that I'm sorry for every time I let the racist joke slide by and laughed, or worse, imagined I saw some truth in it. It's time I own my complicity. It's time I own stop and frisk. It's time I own 70% more likely to be pulled over. It's time I own 8 times more likely to be gunned down. It's time I own 40% less likely to rise beyond the economic situation you were born into. So I will repeat this poem with passion until I can't breathe, just to get a sense of how Eric Garner felt, because you are not a dead body left in the road for 5 hours. You are not an invitation to vigilante justice. You are lovelier than fields of cotton. Black Lives Matter is a love letter, not a condemnation. The 4th poem in Ashraf's collection, Instructions from Within. Night. You are inexperienced with time, lacking the raindrops that could wash away what remains of your past and liberate you of what you call piety, of that heart capable of love and play, and of intersecting with your obscene withdrawal from the flabby religion, from that fake tan zeal, from gods that have lost their pride. I think that must be where the crux of the accusations lie.
The 5th poem from Fayadh's collection. You burp more than you used to. As the bars bless their visitors with recitations and seductive dancers, accompanied with the DJ, you recite your hallucinations and speak your praise for these bodies swinging to the verses of exile. I've lived in this region my entire life, but there have been times within this region I nonetheless felt like I was in exile. Just a couple years ago, when Mother Jones magazine ran an article about United States communities that went into an economic recession in the 1970s and had not pulled out yet. And the place they featured at the top of their list was a little town by the name of Mansfield, Ohio. I felt like, at that moment, I came back from exile. Because here was an outside voice verifying what I had been saying for 30 years. So this poem is entitled, with a little nod to a movie franchise that recently made its return, Rust Wars. You figured out what was happening, 12 years old, watching the twin suns rise over the rusty dust of Mansfield, Ohio. But everyone else, sand people, were blinded by a cynical, feel-good, patriotic acting emperor and knee-jerk hot-button issues. The raiders, the financial rapists, flayed your family, left Westinghouse, Tappan, Ohio Brass, Armco, and GM in smoking ruins. A Grand Canyon was carved out of the rust here in the 70s. It's dug deeper ever since. After 30 years, word is only now leaking out to the rest of the galaxy that a home planet was destroyed one morning, Princess. I don't know why they here so late. Shouted I have for 30 years, losing friends to my sharp tongue. But who can look me in the eye, and who can say I was wrong? Once teaching the masses was nulled as wasted time, Darth Trump could distract the grunts long enough, bred in circuses, to sell out a land of labor to the lowest bidder in order to turn a quick buck. Forget the new Gilded Age. The gilt wore off, and we're staring the black eye sockets of a new Dark Age. Kneel now. Start piling on the filth in the fields. Help, I'm being repressed. The old peasant posture at the foot of a king once more. What rough beast slouches toward Cleveland to be born? The dark matter of the universe is greed. Wall Street is building a Death Star. I'm going to raise this X-Wing fighter out of the swamp now for you. I hope you well I taught.